Tell me about you. When you were over in Afghanistan, did you ever think one day I'm going to be on Fox? Like, do you ever look back at your life and think, how did I get here? Or is this a natural progression for a guy that's always kind of pushing the envelope and exploring and doing things that excite you?
I think that last part is why I wouldn't necessarily be surprised, but it certainly wasn't a goal of mine to be a host on television. I was a soldier. I was a vets advocate. I went back to school. And then through doing advocacy for things I was passionate about, whether it was the war or veterans issues, I just started doing more and more commentary on Fox. And then one day they asked, hey, have you ever thought about asking questions instead of answering them? And I said, hey, I'll try anything one time. Sure, throw me in front of a camera. Must have gone okay, although there were a few hiccups. And so, Tucker Carlson was hosting the weekend show. He went to prime time. They needed a slot there. I had been guest hosting. I got the opportunity. Again, must have gone well enough. And now I'm doing it full time. But to the last part of your point, it really for me is about doing whatever I can, wherever I can, as passionate as possible for God and country. And, that has been fighting on campus, that has been being a soldier, that has been writing books, that has been leading advocacy organizations on Capitol Hill. And now, as you said, we're in an information war. And if you're going to give me an opportunity, I literally get paid to put makeup on, spray some hairspray in, and then talk to 2 million people giving my opinion. Like if I don't count my lucky stars every day, thank God for this privileged existence, then I'm an ingrate, because it's a blessing to be able to do, and I take it extremely seriously because we're at a critical moment for our country. So no, I didn't think I'd be here, but I'll take it while I can do it.
I mean, it must be also interesting to think, like when you were on the battlefield, now with you on Fox, you're also, a soldier in a war. This is an information war, but yet you're probably 1,000,000 times more effective than you could be, out in the field with an M16. You ever think about that? How it scales so much?
It is a different kind of war, and yet I'll be honest, sometimes you miss the simplicity of the brotherhood of what you're doing in that place. A core mission, you know what you're doing, you know who's on your right and left. And yeah, you're fighting a shadowy insurgency, but you know who your friends are behind the wire. Lots of enemies in the media too. Totally different. I use that comparison with all due respect for the guys who are fighting real enemies every day. But yeah, the further you get into the media, the more you start to realize how stacked it is against conservatives and patriots, and certainly supporters of the president. I hold my head up high every day that I need to give. What I try to do is give voice to the people, the forgotten men and women, the people that I know, the people that I grew up with, the people that I served with, who I still am very much in touch with, who have effectively been voiceless for a long time. Most people in the media, and this isn't to disparage anybody, they went to journalism school and then Ivy League schools, and they've been training to do that. I did go to an Ivy League school, but I went in the military and all those things. I didn't think I'd end up here. So I try to leverage my real life experiences, relationships I've had, to bring that common sense, everyday man view that hopefully adds some texture other than just what's the latest news nugget of the day, which is oftentimes the currency of media. It's just, to me, a lot deeper than that.